Hello, everybody, and welcome to CTN Sports Game of the Week. I'm Nick Wisniewski, along with Kevin the Mayor Bryant, and we're at the Eagles Nest. We've got girls soccer between Skyline Eagles and the opposing Huron River Rats. Kevin, what are we looking for tonight?
Well, we got two well-rested teams that sit atop of the SEC Red Conference. First, let's go to the River Rats, coached by Morale Neer. They've been scoring goals well, 7 goals over their past 3 matches, and victories over Monroe, Bedford, dropped 1 to Dexter, 1-0. But the fortress on this pitch, magnificently designed by the brilliant mind of head coach Chris Morgan, has his team soaring and playing some of the soundest football in the Mid-State, ranked 2nd in Division I, and freshly off of their home victory over Lincoln, where the Eagles halted the Rail Splinters to a screeching massive 8-0 win, while keeper Sophie Nero has closed the books for business on opponents while surrendering a mere 2 goals on the year. But hopefully the River Rats won't look at this pregame math and they'll show up well.
We'll both try to do a little bit of our own Premier League impressions throughout the course of this one. Stick around, opening kick is coming right up. And here we go, everybody, momentarily about to have kickoff here from the Eagles Nest. As you can see, the River Rats 3-3 on the year, Skyline Eagles 4-0, and sitting way up in those state rankings right now.
Yeah, 4-0, Nick, and they played some very good talent, too, the Eagles have. They've beat on some squads. So let's list off some of these names. Northville, Saline, Pioneer. I'm going to leave off Lincoln. But, you know, they did beat some of these teams, and they only gave up 2 goals to Pie High. You know, they really have been playing sound team football.
Yeah, they've played great, and as you mentioned, only 2 goals given up on the entire year, and those 2 against Pioneer, there was an interesting game. Pioneer scored the first goal in that match. Skyline proceeded to dominate the next 70-some minutes, and then Pioneer put in one high one at the end, and that was that. But still, Skyline came away with the win, and Skyline has been playing really, really great soccer. They've got a strong core of players. They play an interesting mix. Like they've got these 4 midfielders. I believe that they're all seniors. They'll dominate the middle of the field. They'll dominate control, possession. But they're going to switch their forwards out quite a bit. 10-minute spurts, you and me are in for 10 minutes, you're out, now these 2. Now you're out, now these 2. So they cycle their attackers quite a bit, which is, again, not something you typically see in the high school rank. Well, really, any level of soccer, but you're going to see it here tonight.
Coach Morgan longtime coach here at Skyline, only coach for the soccer program really here. He's devised a winning formula over the years, and it's not surprising to hear you say that, coming into keeping his players fresh by cycling them in. That's a good strategy, and a strategy that not other coaches are applying.
Well, no, totally, exactly right. But I mean, if they see success, it's going to be something that you might see other coaches supplying. Excuse me. But one of the things that Coach Morgan had told me was all of these girls deserve to play. All of these girls deserve to play more than just 10 minutes when the first two get tired. So that's the idea, is to get everybody in there, go as hard as humanly possible up front, and then you take a breather, and then two more come in. So we've got the Eagles in their blues, you've got Huron in the whites right now, and already it seems like these Eagles are pressing up and pushing up and trying to keep all aggressiveness moving forward.
In the open, we mentioned that Huron has been scoring goals, but they have been doing a good job on the defensive end as well. 10 goals they've given up on the season in their 6 matches. Not bad as far as what you'd like out of your defense.
No, and they've honestly 6 of those were against one team. I believe they were against Athens,
exactly,
if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly.
So if you take that outlier out, that's looking like a pretty nice number on your end as well.
And another thing about the River Reds, Nick, they've only played one match at Riverbank Stadium. All of their matches are on the road. Their next match will be at home against the Pioneers.
Another interesting aspect of what the girls soccer are doing with the SEC Red. Currently, what they're going to do is they're going to play every SEC Red team one time. And then after that, the top 4 teams will continue playing each other, and the bottom 4 teams will continue playing each other. But if you're in that top 4 group, you don't play in that bottom 4 group, and vice versa.
Good competition playing good competition,
right?
Equal
parts competition.
I like that.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And it does have a very soccer feel to it, right?
Really sharpening the iron for the postseason as well, too, out of the teams out of this conference.
Yeah, it's a very interesting approach, and I wonder if it's something that's going to catch on in other aspects of high school sports. There's that cross up into the middle. Nice job jumping in there. Save. That's Eliana Esteva.
Esteva comes really out and eyeballed that shot coming in and really high-pointed it well by catching it with her fingertips right at the top of its peak.
Nice left-footed, nonchalant boot. Got a lot of power into that getting in there. And I don't know if she was trying to maybe catch Esteva off guard or if she was really more interested in some of her players getting in there. But, yeah, great shot trying to get that in. And now these River Rats have their chance. One pass out in front, knocked down by the goalkeeper.
Simoneau, I think, on that shot there, number 7, coming in from a great feed. Let's check this out. A little bit short there. Oh, I'm going to check that. That was number 3, Meath, on the shot. Senior, Ashley Meath.
One of the few seniors you're going to see on this Huron team. But, one of the things about all these Huron players, talking to Coach Nair early on, he mentioned that passing is one of their strong points. He says they're a very strong passing team, whether they're long passes, short passes. Exactly right. You can see it right there. Now, the trick is getting your players open, whether it's moving those triangles, trying to get away from the play, away from the ball a little bit, or making some give-and-go passes. That's the next trick.
Against Monroe, I saw, and it was just a horrible day when Huron was playing Monroe. You could barely see yourself 5 feet away. But there was a goal off of a nice pass, like you're saying, and it was a bang-bang play. So just like that play we just saw here, keep your eye open for Huron on those quick transitions to make bang-bang plays.
Yeah, they'll try to take advantage of those as much as possible because, again, the Skyline Eagles, they've got 4 midfielders who really dominate and control not just the midfield but the entire pace and flow of the game. So working around those 4 players is going to be the big task for the River Rats this evening. Here you can see some of those players playing it back into the defense. That's Maya Richardson. Flanked there by Lucy Serlin. Serlin gets that one up. And that pass just a little out of bounds.
Looking over the roster of the Eagles, they have a very good balance of, the classes. You have 10 seniors, only 1 junior, but 9 sophomores and 5 freshmen.
And some of those underclassmen are some of these forwards that we were talking about. Who did I have written down?
So, one of the freshmen would be, was it Kilbright?
River Pham was one of the sophomores. Yes, exactly right.
They have so many young ones. I mean, it's just, I think that's, a testament to the program that Coach Morgan has created over here on the northeast side of town.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Morgan has been out there just producing winning teams year after year, boys and girls. And, I mean, that dude's just dedicated. It was funny, we set up to have a phone call last week, and he called me on the way back from Dexter. Oh, here, let's check out this replay.
Well, hey, check out this. This was an easy scoop up there for the netminder for Huron. Not really a threat.
So I asked him, like, were you playing? Are you playing on Dexter? And he's like, no, I was scouting Huron and Dexter before his game before Lincoln.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, that's just a level of dedication for a dude. And obviously, when you're doing that, you care. You're going the extra mile, and you're gonna see success when you're doing stuff like that.
And that definitely permeates down to the squad, right? I mean, you can see how many people are out on the team, and I think that again, it's a testament to his coaching pedigree.
Right, you are. As Skyline comes up the far side again, pass inside into the middle, trying to find Brianna Ferguson, but that went off her right foot there.
Yeah, Ferguson looked like she was in full stride there, but the ball was just a tad bit behind her here. Could not unleash it. Caught her on the wrong foot, really.
Yeah, it was just slightly off pace between the two, but as the game goes on, I'm sure that we'll see a little bit more compatibility as these passes and receiving passes coming in. Drop kick again there. Esteva having a hard time getting it out to somebody in particular. I wonder if she's
getting any air under it as well too.
Yeah, I think she might be better off instead of trying to throw the drop kicks out there, maybe just trying to curl out, maybe throw one to one of her defenders. Solid defensive play there. That was Anna Schneider. And now the Rats are going to try to move it up. And once again, that defensive side of the Eagles doing a nice job playing up. And if you can see just right there beyond the 50-yard line, their entire defensive core is on this side of that line. And they are not letting the River Rats get anything going offensively.
Wow, that was a quick pass right through the 5-hole by Zahn, I believe. Check out this one. Quick.
And that's the give-and-go creativity that you're going to see with a lot of these forwards for the Eagles. Yeah, we just saw Zahn, River Pham briefly. We saw in there. Pham described by Coach Morgan as crafty and creative. Like, that's what you want from your forward, right? Like, isn't it just a great statement from the coach when you get those type of accolades?
Steve is getting dirty already. I mean, she's got all kinds of saves. Check out this one, Nick. She goes down to the ground and saves this one. That's going to leave a mark.
Ferguson there with another one. Ferguson has a foot on her. We've seen a couple of longer shots from her. And yeah, Esteva has already been forced to make some harrowing saves thus far.
I'm going to call my shot. I think a header might be a goal tonight.
Okay.
Because I've seen a couple bounce off of these Eagles noggins, and they're really placing it after they do that well.
Yeah, we'll mark you down on that. I like that. Blast there from Jenna Caffey. Handball, and we should have a direct kick here coming from the Eagles. We'll see if they'll set something up in front of Esteva and could have a header coming up, just like you mentioned.
Very close to a handball here as well, too. Watch that. You see that on her right
Yeah.
hand?
I think you saw Fam
the hand?
in there. Yeah, there's River Fam in there. Right in the midst of things, and Esteva gets that one, and there's your chance for the header.
Somebody's trying to make me a
Ferguson
guy.
almost got that one.
That was cool. You're listening to the guy up here in the box right there. This is a great kick, though. And you want the keeper to grab that ball, not keep it in play, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do that, you want to less open hands, and you want to punch that guy up and out rather than if it's over your head and it's not able to be brought down, you want to punch it instead of just volleyball slap it away.
Esteva, only a junior, so she's still learning.
Aren't we all? Header now back to those midfielders. Hadley Zahn now. Back once again, we saw Maya Richardson. Number 4, Lucy Serlin. And here are those 4 midfielders.
And that ball is constantly moving, Nick. It's not stuck to one player.
No, that's the mark of a good team there, right? You're gonna stay moving, and if the ball's moving, that gives all those other players opportunity to move away from the ball, whether it's coming up on the flank, whether it's trying to move in some sort of triangle direction away from the ball. That's the name of the game.
Solana Peralta playing some good defense there for the Riverettes, and looks like we might be getting our first substitution coming in for the Eagles.
Yeah, we had a little bit too much contact there, and that's going to be advantage for the Eagles as they move forward here.
You can see that just a little bit of body motion there.
A lot of contact there. River Fam, she's 5'0", it seems like, so getting knocked over by a bigger player is going to be a thing that happens there. Another
that's a good
nice
ball.
left-footed boot in there by Hadley Zahn once again.
I like that kick. A lot of good movement on it. Actually, if you could see, one of the Riverette defenders actually gets in Steva's way here and almost caused a problem.
Yeah, she had a big crowd in there, and yeah, Esteva once again does a nice job of knocking it down to herself. But yeah, whether it's knocking that away entirely or doing her best to come down with that, you're not going to want to give these attackers for the Eagles any opportunities.
This first 13 minutes of the match has been all lopsided as far as possession is concerned.
Yeah, Huron got it out of their zone that one time and got a solid shot away, but you can't just hope on some pot shots here and there. You're going to want to get some sustained pressure down in on those Eagles. There's Ferguson again playing it back to Zahn. Zahn over to number 14, El Kierce.
See, Peralta comes up very fast from that backside for the Huron defense.
Well, it seems like they've done some nice scouting on this Eagles offense, and these Riverette defenders know where they're going to be looking, where they're going to be going.
Pass?
Yeah, exactly right. So that's a sharp, aggressive defender. Now the trick will be for them to hold possession of it and maybe get something up to their midfielders and get going.
Yeah, that transitional pass that comes after the block or the deflection hasn't been there yet for the Riverettes.
No,
Here you go.
Yep, exactly right. And there's an attempt to send one up. And now here we go. The Riverettes might be in business, although these Eagles, those midfielders get back real quick. That's a solid send going down looking for Isabella Cadell. And if she connects on that, Cadell could have a very open look on a shot.
Hadley Zahn again coming in from the back. I mean, she just is tracking the Riverette offensive player down.
Yeah, Zahn's a name we've said an awful lot 15 minutes in, and she's just done a really nice job of controlling the flow here. There's a send forward into Jenna Caffey, but just a little bit too far, and the Rats will have a chance once again to try to get something going here. If they can get around those aggressive defenders for the Eagles. Anna Schneider send one in.
Finally, a clean inbound.
That one's sent back, going to be gobbled up by those fullbacks there, by the Skyline fullbacks.
They're kind of bored.
Well, they're yeah, they're not getting the amount of work that they'd want, but they are doing their job out there. And that one just a little far. Esteva now gathers that one in. We'll see if she'll drop another one. Indeed, she's got a little more air under that one.
I think she got a little bit more foot on that one.
Rory Dyer heads that one back into the corner, trying to find River Pham. Pham just hasn't had that connecting pass quite yet, so she can work her magic down there.
And she's definitely staying on the left of the keeper, so she's ready to unleash that right foot. Although she has been triggering a couple with her left, right?
Yes. Yeah, a truly, like I said, crafty, creative player is going to be able to work both of those feet, and that's what you're going to see from a lot of these attackers from Skyline. Inbound there, won by the Eagles. This one's going to come back out. Got a free shot here for Huron.
Interesting call. It looked like it was a bit handsy from the Huron player, not the Eagles.
Yeah, it might have been a little bit of retaliation there.
Sure.
This one's sent up into the middle, receiving there. But again, look at those two Eagles just all
Bracketing.
over her. Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
that's just a great job. Couldn't go left, couldn't go right either way for the River Rat player there.
Yeah, Samantha McGee had no chance to do anything with that. But here's a pressuring River Rat player coming in on that. And you got to take your chances at him when you can.
Yeah,
and
Ashley Meath, I believe she's the one that scored that goal I was mentioning against Monroe, just based on actually her speed.
Yeah, and that's what you do. If you're a fast player, if you're a fast attacker, you try to move in on even the slightest bit of a disadvantage from the defense. Samantha McGee once again sends that one in. She's trying to do some forechecking, if you will, trying to put the pressure on those Eagle defenders.
Once again, more substitutions by the Eagles for Chris Morgan, as you mentioned from your conversation with them, keeping fresh legs out on the pitch.
Yeah, those attackers are going to go completely 110% for 10 to 15 minutes. Then they're going to go get a rest, give those next 2 or 3 players the same idea, and then they're just going to cycle through the whole way.
Right now, I think the River Rats are in a defensive mindset. Even when they get a turnover, no one's really pressing up or pushing up. They're kind of stuck in the mud.
Yeah, everybody's playing on their heels. That's my assessment on that right now too. And what it's really going to take is that one player to step up and try to dribble up with possession and get the rest of the team up with them, rather than trying to send long passes, which has not been the most successful thing with these middies of the Eagles. You can see Zahn there looking into Ava Benedette now. And Ava Benedette is senior. Great things Coach Morgan had to say about her as well. Just talked about her work ethic. She just says, or he said just flat out, she will outwork the other team, and that's how she finds the back of the net.
Well, and another good thing for him is that she has a younger sister on the squad as well. So Mia, who's only a freshman, will be around for a couple more years as well.
When I was in high school, I played with siblings.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How's that?
Well, not my siblings. I played with
okay.
other people who were
Okay,
siblings.
okay.
Right. But and it was always a good mix. Like they might not always get along with each other outside
but
the soccer field, outside the pitch, but on the pitch they were always looking out for each other. They always had the best interest at heart, and mom and dad were always proud. Again, not always the case once we left. Wasn't always that way on the bus, but on the field it was always for the best.
Yeah, and you think that translates, and it comes from that being together, playing in the backyard,
Yeah.
playing on maybe some young teams where the younger person's watching the older sibling play and wanting to be like that, also picking up some of the good traits that the older player has.
Stava there sends that one in, headed by Rory Dyer. Yeah, for us, I really believe that so many of these outbound kicks, especially from Esteva, they're just up for grabs, and the River Rats are not grabbing.
Yeah,
and
I was pointing over earlier to the flag because we do have a little bit of wind out here. Not much. I would say it's under 15 degrees, but it does blow every now and again. And maybe on some of these kicks coming in, it's affecting the way that ball is going and coming to the net.
Yeah, and when you're looking at that ball coming up, if it just starts to die, there's nothing you can do. And that player rushing forward versus going away from it is going to have a much easier time to come in and do what they need to do. So that's a great point.
I'm done then.
You got many great points left this evening, I think. As do the Eagles. You see them continue to work it around those fullbacks into Zahn in the middle.
Don't see too many errant passes out of this Eagles bunch.
No.
I mean, they're finding foot to foot.
They're fundamentally as strong as you can get. They're putting pace on each of those passes, and they are hitting exactly where they need to be. And it's not like they're standing still. They're in motion, and they're getting the people that they need. Exactly right. Right, you are. And it is only just a matter of time before they get one of these, something to open up for them. But right now, that Huron defense is holding strong.
Yeah, and when you look over the past matches that Huron's played, you go from Monroe where they lost that one, but it was just 1-0. Romeo against Monroe, 3-1. That was a victory. 4-1 over Bedford, another victory, and then the dropped match to Dexter, 1-0. So again, good defense by the River Rats.
Yeah, they're playing competitive ball.
This looks like going to be a corner. Is this a
ball's rolling around in the middle there, but yeah, that should be a corner kick. It looks like Zahn is out there getting ready to set things up on that corner flag.
You could see Esteva trying to find her place down there. She's a little short in the cage, so she's jumping up and down trying to make sure she could see the ball when it's kicked.
Yeah, the problems of the diminutive goalie, I get it. She got in that scrum right out in front. But Esteva stayed with it, did her absolute best to keep her positioning correct, even though there were 4 or 5 players, 2 of them her own, in front of her.
Yeah, because it did look like it was going to be another corner. But look at this. Esteva, she comes in and gives a good little shove to a couple players. You take the ball.
Get out the way. That is exactly it.
And that's what we said before. We mentioned that before, that a couple players have been getting in her viewing direction, and it's causing her some issues.
Yeah, and that's just another trick of a high IQ players try to get in the way, especially for somebody that might be a little bit shorter, and clog up that field of vision. Zahn low boot in through that time, and Esteva on the ground stops that one. Pinballing all around, one off the crossbar. Put a tent on that circus, as our director will say some days.
Oh my goodness, that was a lot of action off of that corner. I mean, you got everything with the post, right? I mean, off of the kick. Again, Steva's trying to get some action. That time, she found the ball, went down low, but look at all those ricochets. And that was just one that I'm thinking the Eagles want back.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, to have that point-blank opportunity there, that's a big missed opportunity. Oh, great standing defensive play there. Great job. Great job just foot on the ball and holding your ground. That's just strength of leg and just having the exact correct amount of momentum of what you're doing. And that's the type of play that the River Rats need to build off of. That's the type of play where that player needs to get up and get going. Although we've got a rat down on the ground right now.
Isabella Caudell, it looks like she's the one on the ground holding her left side. I wonder, after that kick, if there was any kind of follow-through upside to her.
Yeah, she went down. Yeah, she's even saying right now she's kind of holding that oblique muscle and just pointing at that with the trainer out there. So yeah, I wonder if she caught something there, or if it was just a twist maybe.
Oh, this is a different view of that last corner, and you can see just using going down to the low. But watch this here. Just by a knee, that one didn't go in. But then it comes back down again, and the action just continued to come at Estiva. And hot and heavy, too. This last kick right there, who was that, Skyline? That one, Lucy Skyline really wants that one back because just a half foot lower, and that's a goal.
Yeah, she blasted that one. And maybe you take a little pace off that, and that goes in a little bit differently. But you're not thinking that when you're 4 yards away from the goal.
There.
You're just trying to
get
pound it.
Net,
exactly right. Exactly right. We saw number 15 for the Rats, Svetlana Kornil. She was the one that initially came up kicking that one out, but found another one of her players, and that's the player that kept the ball in so close in front of the goal mouth.
So Caudell made it off on her own, walking across the field. That was a good sign to see.
Yeah, that's good. Maybe it was just a slight pull right there, and she'll go in there, get a little bit of water, stretch it out. She'll be good to go. There's a nice, hopefully, give and go pass there from Pham, but no reciprocation. And now the River Rats are going in, but Zahn tracks down her player. And see, to me, this is what the River Rats need. They need some possession, and they need to try to work and find somebody open. And there's a send ball right there. Eaten up, however, by Maya Richardson.
But at least they cross midfield. I mean, the ball and getting over, just mentally, that has to make you feel good if you're a defender for the River Rats.
Yeah, that's huge. And again, it felt like it didn't feel like an accident that they got there. Here's River Pham going into that corner. She's going to block her player out and see if she can make something happen. Tries to get around her, and then makes the second player get by. Three's the charm there for the Rats, though.
Well, when you talk about diminutive players, Fan is one of the smaller players on the field, but she speeds up. I mean, she is rocket lightning fast, and you can see it on that play there. Feet moving like a rabbit.
Yeah, she's quick and a never say die run too, because she bounced off a couple of those players and just kept going. Eventually stopped by Emily Lath, one of the few seniors for these River Rats. Throw in there, give and go. Jenna Caffey tried to punch that one in, and Esteva one more time comes up with the ball.
That was a little scary, right? I mean, that ball's just bouncing in front, and no one wanted to make a play on it, actually.
There's Esteva getting it up to one of her players, but once again, Maya Richardson comes in, makes that play from the fullback position. That's what you like from your defenders.
And it looks like the Rats, they play well off of those short punts, actually. They don't go too far ahead of the ball, so they're trying to get possession of it. Right now, though, the Eagles are just a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, they're the more aggressive players, and they're the ones that are coming up with it and keeping it in their zone. Exactly right. That's Paige Bazzani, number 2 down there. Bazzani, one of the freshmen that we were talking about.
So it looks like it'll set up another corner.
Another corner. Zahn appears to be the kicker of choice, at least from that far end. I believe she's a southpaw.
And
if she's not, she's doing great kicking that with the left foot. I was going to say,
she's acting the part well.
Similar setup down in front of the net. You see Pham down there. You see Brianna Ferguson down there. And Esteva is just trying to make heads or tails of what's going on. And that one bent just back inside behind the net.
And that one, I think, caught the wind. Because the way it was bending, it looked like one of my hook drives. I mean, snap, hook drives. That's kind of the way it bent on a turn. It just was bending right off of the foot. And actually almost made a three-pointer.
almost got the field goal.
I think so.
Yeah, I think on the next one, you're right. I think she might take into account the wind a little bit and maybe try to send that one out a little further into the box area and maybe get that thing to spin into where she needs it to be.
That corner had a little bit more loft on that ball than Pepper.
Yeah. Solid passing once again by these Eagles out on that outside, but still having a hard time either getting a shot or getting the angle for the shot that they want.
Good work, because the defender for the River Rats did a great job of cutting off the angle, and you can see Estiva just really take a look at the shot and not even make an effort.
There's Pham coming up from behind and plays it back to herself.
She's got some quick feet.
She does. She is very quick, and she's got some moves for sure. Seems to have got a little something there too.
A tire.
Yeah, she's hobbling up, but she seems like she's walking it off or doing her best to walk it off. But I don't know. She might have come down and twisted that ankle a bit.
Yeah, she is trying to walk it off a little. Still smarting her.
Yeah, you don't know if that's a twist or if it's just something that hit it really hard. Now she's got a little stinger on there. But when you've got one of your fastest, most creative players out there, you need her at her full speed.
Yeah, well, you can see her going inside, and it looks like that ball, when the defensive player came up, may have even spiked her a little bit on the ankle. And she'll take a break.
Yeah, we'll see River Pham again, but yeah, she needs to go sit down, maybe put a little ice on that guy. Talk to the trainer, and we'll see her again. Maybe not this half, but we'll see.
Especially with the substitution rotation we've been seeing out of Coach Morgan. Man, look how fast the defense comes in. It just kind of almost forechecks that one away.
Yeah, that's once again the benefit of this ultra aggressive team overall right now. I mean, again, now if the camera were to pull back, well, yeah, there's great play.
Jay Thompson just coming
great
in.
Play
and
coming in
to that ball, man.
There you can see right there. I mean, that these defenders were up near the football 40-yard line. They're just pushed all forward, and I mean, it's just makes everything so claustrophobic for the other team trying to get out of it.
And it's twofold too. That pressure mentally, not just physically, and you can see it with your eyeballs, but that mental pressure of, I think someone's here.
Yeah.
I think someone's trailing me. And then you turn around and it's an eagle.
Well, and you know, soccer's so much about space. It's about finding space or sending people to space.
Working in it.
Exactly right. Exactly right. So if you feel like you don't have any, you're going to feel pressure to make a pass faster than maybe you normally would. You're going to feel pressure to make a pass maybe faster than you should, or give the ball up when you could probably take it a little bit further.
Throw that timing off.
Yep. That's another great play up there. That's Jenna Caffey. We've seen her play that on both sides of the field now. And we've got another substitution. Rory Dyer coming in. That's Paige Bizzani, the freshman, coming off. Yeah, Coach Morgan talked about how his team, they're going to outwork opponents, and we are seeing that right now. But still nothing to show for it, and these Riverette defenders.
Whoa, that was a great play. That offensive possession there, folks, if you want to rewind it, that is what a coach designs. First, it was an attack from the outside on the right side here coming in, and then a lob pass. It was just a little bit too far, but you had two attackers against one goalkeeper.
Yep, you're right, you are. Yeah, that all started on that far right flank, too. And you're right, that's exactly the way that a coach draws that up. Brianna Ferguson now, a little give and go action, but still tough D out there by the River Rats.
A little bit too much tough. It looks like they were a little handsy on her. Gonna get is that a free kick coming up?
Kelsey Sinkowitz there. A little behind the 8 ball, but never gave up, kept working, got in there. Yeah, you know, a little hip check there. And that
I was watching the replay.
yeah,
there.
the direct kick was went right, no go, not too hotly contested there.
Yeah, but you did hear the crowd kind of get that swell, and you're thinking, "Oh, did I miss something?" Here it is, right here on the replay, just a bit outside, off a post, right? That was almost perfect placement.
Mm-hmm.
Substitute River at 79, Isabella Cadell.
Castave about to put one out there, sends it up. That one just slightly misplayed. And the Eagles are going to waste no time trying to get this one back in and trying to push up their advantage with 6:41 to go here in this first half. 2 40-minute halves if you weren't paying attention.
And this first half has really been just dominated by the shots from the Eagles. Haven't found the back of the netting, but the possession has all been for Skyline.
Well, and it's not even just time of possession; it's time of attack. They're in their zone, within that 24-yard line the whole way.
The entire time they're pushing up.
Yeah, and as a goalie, that's got to make you feel a little edgy, a little antsy to just constantly have to be on alert. You need some breaks. You need a little downtime where you can take a breath.
Yeah, and Asiva hasn't had that opportunity. She's been, focused because the ball has been right here all match long.
Just like that. Yes, exactly. Brianna Ferguson now holding her head after sending that one high.
She doesn't get a commemorative three-pointer though, right?
Yeah, give her the field goal.
Extra point.
Yeah, that is about extra point range there. Yeah, give it to her. Give her one.
There's a good boot.
Yeah, that one had a little more of a line drive shot to it, where
so.
It wasn't so much of a, hey, go win this. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, go get this. Just go get it.
Maybe some of the frustration coming out of Steve saying, hey, I like being involved in the play, but not this much.
Yeah, well, if that's the little bit of that extra 10 yards of rage that you can get on that's what we need to have happen here.
This is 3 yards in a cloud of dust action now.
Slowly but surely for the Rats, though, right now. And yeah, the Eagles are trying to send that player, but I mean, there's only the one player up there. Tough player there, Jade Thompson, trying to work that one in.
Great hustle there by Thompson coming in and just outworking to get to that ball.
Another nice play there by Julia Moe.
It's good to see Cadell back down on the field for the River Rats.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever that was with the side, where there's an oblique issue. Not too much of a problem right now. Get her out there with 4 minutes to go here in this first half.
Yeah, you could see, you were mentioning the steam on the passes. You could see the difference.
Look at Jade Thompson just work her way through a cadre of defenders there. I thought she was going to haul off and get a shot out of that. And now we're about to have a shot, and that one is in and good for Rory Dyer. Puts the Eagles up 1-0. Finally rewarded for all of that effort in their offensive zone.
Yeah, and Dyer, you really had a great look at the cage, and she took her time, and as opposed to rushing the shot, she put a little bit of pepper behind it and a great placement cross cage on this shot. Not a lot of height, but a lot of pepper on that shot, really into the corner of the cage.
And that was really made by Jenna Caffey there, because she had the ball, she had those players at her back, and she said she knew one more pass up to Dyer, and that's exactly right. She took her time with it.
And you can see it from there.
Yep, took her time with it, and there's nothing that Kosteva could do there.
And it's really only a matter of time before the Eagles found the back of the net after, all of that pressure they've been putting on the Huron defenders.
Yeah, something had to give eventually. When you're playing 30-some minutes down in that zone the entire game.
And you were mentioning just before that last play how Estiva had, probably getting a little frustrated that the ball isn't, being cleared out of the zone.
Eagles now continue to press that attack, starting from these midfielders. Jenna Caffey again, who pulled the assist on the Dyer goal. .258 to go. Caffey tosses this one into Brianna Jenkins, or excuse me, Brianna Ferguson. It's a solid attempt there by the River Rat defender, but the Eagles keep pressing forward.
Yeah, Ferguson just is a gnat. Just wouldn't let that ball get away from her. Just was in front of the Huron player.
Here's a big shot there.
Just kept rising. That one just never kind of died down.
Yeah, El Cares, yeah, that was like the four-seam fastball there. Just got away and kept going up, and away.
Javi Baez, have you seen this?
But no, she blasted that. I mean, she put some power to that for sure. River Rats are going to try to get it out of their zone here as they're trying to make something happen on that far side.
Well, you can put that on a repeat.
No, everything just completely shut down and gobbled up by those Eagle midfielders. Sent in the corner now. River Pham, as we were saying, we might not see her again this half, but we've got her. Look at her moves, like great moves there, getting to the outside, and now she's going to work with her left foot, drawing in a ton of defenders. And she was looking for number 6, Ava Benedette. And I think Pham was looking for her the whole time. All those moves, I think she was just trying to bring in one more player to try to send that pass.
And she was drawing the defenders to her as she was weaving her way towards the cage. And she still, like you said, looked like she was just trying to drop a pass right to her teammate.
Yeah, I think that was the game plan from the start. 1:15 to go now here in this first half from Skyline High School.
It's like the field's been just lopsided for Huron. I mean, it's like they've been playing uphill.
Yeah, those River Rat defenders and Estiva also have got to feel like they're maybe like a few yards lower than the rest of the players.
If they kick the ball one way, it just rolls back towards them.
Yeah, it's a frustrating feeling when you can't, when you can't get those few moments to yourself, that breather, that breath of relief. Just constant pressure, constant attack. And here we see the Eagles at it one more time with probably 35 seconds to go.
Yeah, and the other keeper, Nero, she's in midfield, just hanging out. She has nothing to do.
No,
I mean, she's just watching a good match, really.
Yeah.
I mean, she's just out here enjoying, and she didn't even have to pay to get in. So, I mean, she has probably the best view of anyone out here, right on the field.
Well, and she also benefits from having these veteran defenders in front of her. She doesn't have to call out a lot of plays because they're doing that for her, specifically Maya Richardson. And if we are to believe, there it is. That will do it for first half action here from Skyline High School, where the Skyline Eagles have a 1-0 lead as of right now, but who knows what could happen in the second half. Stick around for CTN Sports Game of the Week. Had two Pioneers converge on him as soon as he got about to the goal line.
Look at Denson just fighting people off as he takes it all the way upfield. And Denson's trying to get into
he might hit a little something for his, his efforts there.
He did.
Hi, my name is Trevor Joe. You might recognize me from TV shows such as Law & Order SVU.
Are you high?
Or Broad City.
This is the men's room.
This Jonah Hill movie.
Excuse me, is this Wings Fish Market?
Ah, you must be Noah Griffiths. Mr. Carl is expecting you.
Or even Batman v Superman. I guess they cut my line with that one. You know, whatever. Okay. Great. Well, let's make my own film. I'm the writer and director of the upcoming film, Arbor. It's a love letter to the town that shaped me. Our film is about a chance encounter that turns complicated as two friends reconcile their attraction, cultural differences, and the people they've now become. The vibe is kind of like Before Sunset meets Past Lives and explores the what-ifs in life, the nuances of privilege, and the expectations we're burdened with. Some serious stuff. But it's got some levity and puns, which are totally underrated. So this all started when I came out to LA to keep making films, and then the pandemic hit, and I got homesick. So I wrote the script as a way to visit my hometown and see Ann Arbor and hang out at the places that I know and love. Over the last year, we've had a ton of momentum on this film, and with your support, this is the year we're gonna make it. We have an amazing team, and we've nurtured such a lovely community of supporters, including Zingerman's, who has generously donated a Create a Sandwich of the Month as one of the rewards. One of the things that keeps me pushing forward is seeing how excited people are about the project. It's inspired me so much. And the more money we raise, the better our film can be. And even if you can't donate, give us a follow. It'll help us immensely. So together, let's make Ann Arbor the best film it can be.
And welcome back, everybody, to CTN Sports Game of the Week. Second half action getting ready to go, as is one of the windows here in the booth. But you don't care about that.
No.
You care about what the Eagles have done in that first half. Kevin, is there any way to succinctly sum up what we saw there?
Well, it's probably easier than me trying to fix this window up here. But, it was a lot of defense, pressure applied from the River Rats until it just gave up. The Eagles' pressure on their offense was relentless. And with 353 in the first half, it was Dyer who found the back of the net from a nice pass inside. But it was just, that was the story of the first half for the Eagles. They were just peppering the cage of Stephen.
Yeah, few and far between were the opportunities for the River Rats. They did get a couple of quality scoring chances, honestly, but they were just seemed like they were just such one-off opportunities, yeah.
No rebounded opportunities, and again, any opportunity that Skyline had as far as clearing the ball, they did an excellent job of it. And the passing was crisp.
There's Esteva getting that ball out. We talked a lot about her.
It's a good job there, stretching out, and that's Peralta. Again, we've mentioned her name several times for the River Rats. She's been the one defender that's been very active. Unfortunately, that's not something that Coach Nair wants to have.
No, you don't want an overworked defense.
No.
And that's definitely where things are going. But as so often is the case with soccer, who wants it more and who is better conditioned? And we'll see if this conditioning can keep up with the River Rats, and we'll see if the conditioning of the Eagles can just keep this amount of pressure up the rest of the way.
Well, that might come down to the strategy you mentioned at the beginning of the game from Coach Morgan about his substitution pattern and that keeping his players fresh by rotations. Almost like hockey lines.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that so far has been a benefit, but also getting back to the Skyline midfielders, just controlling every aspect of what's going on. And then there's Maya Richardson as well, fullback senior for the Eagles, just anchoring things, not letting anything get by or not letting anything go, and starting a lot of the offensive plays.
And you were mentioning at the beginning the middies. They have 4 of them, and they take control of the match by applying that pressure on their opponents.
And they work well with each other. They do a nice job of finding each other in open space, and then setting up some offense. There's Jenna Caffey.
Really spreading out this Huron defense now to begin this second half.
Yeah, I wonder if this is some sort of second half adjustment that Coach Morgan has put in to get a little bit more spacing and then try to attack possibly up the middle. I'm seeing a couple of attackers coming up slowly into the middle of the field. Nobody calling for it, but that's also part of the trick. I'm not going to let you know that I'm open. I'm not going to let you know that I'm making this run.
And then put it into high gear.
Exactly right.
But that's something we didn't see out of the Eagles in the first half. A lot of the attacks came from the outside along the perimeter, and they were triggered off of the foot of was that the one that you were mentioning? Was it not Van?
Caffey?
Yes.
Yes. Yep, Jenna Caffey who got the assist on the only goal. She's back there now. But that one's sent into the middle. Number 14, Elle Kearse. There's Caffey now coming up wide right. She's got a player up who's also going to find some space. And yeah, the Eagles right now are doing a nice job of finding some open green. Jade Thompson now working that one in, spins around and hits the deck.
Ball. Looks like she misplaced that ball because when she wound up to kick it, looks like the ball flew right up under her leg. Watch this. Like misplaced kicked or something.
Yeah, and at first it was a little dramatic, but she came up, she's laughing, she's smiling about it. And I think she just knows I whiffed that. I just whiffed that. That happened. Let's not make too big of a deal of it. We'll try this again in a minute.
Even though the announcers are making a big deal.
Right, instant replay. Like we were literally making a big deal about it. She'll be back though. There she is.
Thompson's been using not just her speed but strength as well too to ward off her defenders.
Opportunity into the middle there for the Eagles, but so many River Rat defenders in there ready to go. Yeah, those Rat defenders, something to be said for them.
That was a good open pass there, but good header there too as well. You saw one of the Eagle attackers on the opposite side of the cage, that ball just a bit short. Yeah,
Caffey did a great job of getting a little bit of open space and popping that ball up, but there just weren't enough Eagles into that middle area to do anything with it. But there was a whole lot of River Rats. Here are those Eagle defenders again starting the offense going. And just having like one or two little moves like we just saw there from Rory Dyer, our lone goal scorer. Like that goes so far, that goes such a long way to have just a little bit of trickery in you. A little bit of that hip action. And there she tried to send that one in.
A little drop pass action, right? Right now, it looks like there's a little bit of fatigue going on. If you'd ask me, from the River Rat players, they're not moving as fast as the entire Eagles team is.
Well, and then as soon as you see that, you got one player trying to take on everybody for the River Rats. Ashley Meath there. She's still got a little get up in her go. But you're right. I think you're right. I think that these River Rat, the defense, while they're playing strong defense and getting things done, they're not breaking out quickly. They're not taking the ball and making things happen. And I think you're right. It could be down to a little bit of conditioning because, man, they have just been worked this game.
Worked hard to pressure physically, and we mentioned mentally as well by staying on the defensive zone the entire first half, basically not allowing your keeper to take a break and really do any type of offensive plays. You're basically playing on your heels the entire match.
Well, and something else we were talking about when we were doing a little pregame prep, Skyline's got 20-some girls on that side.
Players.
And we talked about them cycling out the attackers, whereas the River Rats have much less.
Yeah,
many less. They might have 16 out there.
I mean, from our view, you can look at the bench and you can see Huron, well, 1, 2, I don't like the body language. The body language is different from the team that's winning from the team that's losing. Team that's winning, standing, team that's losing, not so much. But the numbers. You said the numbers. You only have about 5 people on the bench that can sub in for the River Rats, and right now for Coach Morgan, he's utilizing that to his advantage.
And the Rats have had some bad luck with some injuries so far this year, so that's going to take its toll, obviously, on the size of your bench. But still, it's tough when you've only got a handful of players down there. But these Eagles are relentless.
They don't let up. They just continually put the pressure on, even on a toss-in. A throw-in is, give me the ball, let's go. Everything is done with urgency.
Yeah, and with the River Rats maybe lagging a little bit, it gives the opportunity for these midfielders for the Eagles to create and have a little bit of extra space. And here we might see something happening there. But look, those Rats are doing a nice job of getting back. They're playing staunch defense, and they're staying in their zones. They're not getting confused by ball movement. They're not getting confused by cutters. They're playing in the areas they're supposed to be playing, and they're shutting things down. I mean, again, we've so much offense from the Eagles. They still only got 1 goal to show for it.
This is going to end up being a corner coming up. Now, would you say, Nick, that the pressure that the Eagles have been applying is not just wearing down the River Rats, but it's not allowing them to switch the gears to think about any type of offense?
No, that's a great point, too. All you're thinking is stop, 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 as opposed to stop and transition. And that one, header, almost got a header to the outside. And that's Lucy Serlin there holding her head. That's a senior captain, Lucy Serlin there.
Yeah, she and me were both holding our heads because I just knew that one was going to find the net. Just missed it there. I don't think that's going to be your last opportunity.
Serlin put that. She was calm, cool, and collected. As that ball came in, she jumped up. She had her eyes on it the whole way. There was nothing out of control about the way that she put her body onto that one, and just wide on that one.
Even seems a little bit more communication being heard down on the pitch from the Eagles. Maybe it's because they're on the offensive end the entire time as well.
Well, I mean, that's the point when you need the most talking defensively. You need to be marking your players. You need to say, look at this person coming through here. Watch the cutter. I've got the ball. That's when communication needs to be the most. So, I don't know. Maybe the Rats are tired of talking. Maybe they've got a sore throat, right? Maybe they're screaming. Yeah.
I know Steva in the net is probably, a little hoarse from talking and trying to position her defenders.
Oh, she's got to be. Arms have got to be getting tired from pushing people off of in front of her,
we saw
jumping
that a
up and
couple
grabbing
times.
them. Yeah. Eagles now continue to try to work it in, but those River Rat defenders, I mean, if nothing else, they're good to wall and come up and stop any offensive progress. He's on there trying to make some moves around 2 defenders, no go. And the River Rats come up with it, and they're going to try to press the attack here. That ball sent in wide there.
Just could not get down there was Meath. Again, Ashley Meath showing her wheels off, and I like the lead passes, though. Press up, and that's what Huron needs. Looks like we may have an injured player in the middle of the field. Is number 10 down on a knee?
Yeah, it seems like it. I think that's Samantha McGee. She's going to get somebody to come and talk to her.
Yeah, and you were just mentioning that with the short bench, Huron can ill afford to lose another player because not only losing a player that's been out there a lot, but also missing out on, a player that could be out on the field for the entire game.
And something you don't want to miss out on is the rest of the spring sports schedule for Game of the Week. We've got Fast and Furious here. Once we finish up with soccer, we'll have some water polo, just an Ann Arbor staple, followed up finally with girls lacrosse at the beginning of May. Spring schedule comes at you quickly, man, just like out here in Washtenaw County, an awful lot.
Well, and also some of these players out here on this pitch tonight, they might be thinking about prom in a couple weeks.
That's true.
They got finals coming up. You're thinking about college preparation. A lot goes on for the spring athletes.
Right, you are. Yeah, and with that condensed spring schedule, they'll get you.
Especially with the weather involved, too.
Mm-hmm. A very nice send in up the side there by the Eagles. Dyer there wanted to send it back, and now we might see a little bit more passing. Dyer into the corner. She's going to be hustling towards it, but that one scoots out of bounds.
Tried to put it in high gear,
Yeah.
but it looked like she was stuck in third.
Well, regardless, there was a River Rat defender coming in to play that too, and she was playing smart. She didn't come just flying in. She went in full speed, but she kept her
pace.
Yeah, she kept her pace. She kept pace with the other player. Didn't put herself out of position. Yeah, a lot to be said for the positioning and the smarts and the skills of these defenders.
There was a good kick from Steve out of the...
Yeah, great distance on that kick from Steve for sure.
It seemed like, though, the Rats aren't in possession to catch that.
No, and I don't know if it's a matter of she's putting the ball where her players ain't, or if it's just a matter of these Eagles midfielders knowing where that's going, being the aggressors, and
Beating
stepping
it to
up
the
and
point.
grabbing it. Yeah. I mean that's what's necessary in high school soccer, girls or boys.
Yeah.
You need those midfielders that are aggressive, that go up there and win those midfield balls like that. .20 to go now here in this one out at Skyline High School. Picture perfect spring evening.
Oh, it's perfect for soccer. I mean, the weather, especially if you're out there running around. I mean, the breeze has died down, and there's nothing dropping out of the sky, which is great.
Yeah, not too many clouds up in the sky, but there might be one just covering that full moon trying to peek out here.
Yeah, full moon. Last night, were you out there watching those falling stars? Because we had a meteor storm or something out there. I'm still trying to get over the eclipse myself.
Eclipse fatigue. You just need to get out there and get whatever astral
Yeah,
thing you
well,
can.
I had some photos. I'm waiting for CVS to send me. A little blurry though.
I'm sure they'll be sending you your cash for that any day now.
Yeah. Hold my breath.
Eagles continue at it. Jenna Caffey sends that one ahead, and now we might have a little bit of a push here for the Eagles, but a push is what happened there.
And number 15 for the River Rats got a little bit too much body on that action.
Svetlana Cornell, we've talked about her a couple of times tonight, and she played the body and not the ball. I don't think she even saw the ball. That was just a complete hip check.
And now this will allow Huron to set a nice little wall back there. Maybe that's the play that was on Peralta's mind as far as, allowing her defense to get back and help her.
Yeah, I think that's it. And this is where Zahn shines. We'll see what kind of boot she can put up under this. Everything clumped up.
Wow, good kick.
Nice and high, good spin action to it.
Yeah, there's a lot bending on it, right? It's a great view from our vantage point. We could see it right off of her foot, kind of just turned down to the left. Looks like one of your lob shots. Look at this, coming in, about to drop soft.
And still one player managed to get a foot on that, but right there, you need to move up on that a little bit. Like the foot just isn't going to get it done. You need to try to put a head on it. Exactly right. Whether you direct it towards the goal,
Or
maybe
someone else.
maybe it just bounces off because we saw River Fam there coming out to the outside as well. So a header back into the general direction, I think is what would be ideal in a situation like that, as opposed to kind of a side foot shot in the middle of traffic. And there's that full moon right there.
Whoa.
Look at these guys.
That's not
Look
gonna
at
hurt my
these
eyes. I
camera
can look at
operators.
that
No,
all
you can look at
day
that all
long,
day
right?
and all night. And we've got
I thought they only do that in hockey.
some net adjustments. You don't see this too often anymore. Yeah, they're dropping the sandbags on them. Are those some of the CTN sandbags?
I better not.
They might have borrowed from us.
Yeah, not with that jersey.
No, well, that's dropped down. I don't think the net's going anywhere any longer.
I wonder what dislodged the net. I mean, no one ran into it. I mean,
Didn't seem to be any contact. There was no ball that went smashing in there. Yeah, I can't really say.
did an eagle swoop down?
Could be, or it could be that full moon. It could be the tide, the gravitational pull that's pulling on the back of it.
Oh, see what you're going with that. I see that.
Well, I mean, it's funny because I did see the referee there messing around with the poles on the side, and then he went back, and it took me back to my days. We didn't have nets like this. Like, they were literally staked down. Yeah, and that was the thing that had to happen sometimes. And there's a Stiva, something that happens all the time tonight, diving down on that one.
Yeah, Steven might not be the tallest of keepers, but she definitely is quick to man that ball. If it's on the ground, she's good down there with it. Watch this. First she blocks it. Aaron shot here, and it comes back in off of another header. But this is the one where she just out-hustles the attacker.
Yeah, she wanted to make sure that Zahn didn't get a foot on that because she was probably going to bury a hard one in there. There's Pham now, sends it out to the right, makes a move back into the inside, and you're going to have a lot of attackers be able to come in now. And another strong one coming in from the far side. Contact, and they're probably going to call contact on the Eagles on that one.
Yeah, River Rat player went down hard. I think Fan kind of assumed that someone was going to be there on that pass, the way she turned around and just dropped it in front of the net. A little bit of hip check there.
Little incidental contact. Nothing too crazy, nothing too aggressive, nothing too mean. But yeah, Pham got the ball nearly on the goal line, and I think she was thinking similar to what I was thinking. There's no more offsides. We've got this. There's got to be somebody coming up the side, and there just wasn't anybody crashing in. I mean, this right side, this near side, was really heavy on the Eagles players, so there was just nobody left out there. 22:54 to go here in this one. Yeah, we talked about that full moon. Great job by our camera guys out there. We've got a full squad of camera dudes out there.
Come on, tell me.
It's nice. We got all four. We got four of the very best in the business with Tim Katsumi Tim Nagai, Mad Mike Koski, Ken Simpson, and Mo Sislak El Mazri out there getting all of these shots, bringing you all the action.
Mo's on the naughty list. He wasn't sharing pizza last game, so he has to bring like 2 larges before he gets off the list.
That sounds good. He's got 3 games to do it. Pizza by the pool always works for me.
Just 2 games coming up.
So those are the hard workers, the ones that brought their warm jackets this evening. And then the guys on the inside in the truck, of course, you got Jacob Still Married Smith in there doing audio replay. Rob the Boss Cross also making everything look as perfect as you possibly can. I'm Nick Wisniewski along with Kevin the Mayor Bryant. Nice move there by Pham. But Estiva continues to be in the correct position. You were mentioning it before. She just has a sense of where to be, and man, she's been huge.
Check out the footwork first here, but just check out Estiva's eyes. She never left the ball. She wasn't, looking down at the footwork. No, I'm watching the ball because that's what I need to grab.
Yeah, and that's the trick. Peralta did as well as she possibly could. But yeah, when that ball's moving around so much, you're gonna be watching it, and that's something that you need to be careful of. You need to watch that player's hips, because the hips are only going so far, whereas the ball, she could have it on string, as we've seen. That one's sent into the middle, and the River Rats can't clear. We might see another shot coming up here by Jenny Caffey. No.
Great defense there for the Rats right in front of the cage. All 3 defenders played the ball well.
Jenna Caffey, pardon me.
Yeah, Peralta was right behind at the end. If anything got through to Estiva.
Cornel there got her leg out in front of that one. Not too interested in getting the whole body out in front of that one. The leg will get it done. It is starting to get a little chilly. I don't want to catch a soccer ball in the midsection or in the breadbasket.
Nah, not on a hot day. Oh, this is a mass substitution now coming in for the Eagles.
Yeah, a lot of Eagles coming in with 20 minutes to go. You're seeing almost all of the forwards. River Pham off, Jenna Caffey off. It's number 6, Ava DeBennett off. So yeah, we'll see a whole new attacking line coming in.
Just what the Rats did not want to see.
Well, fresh legs coming at them when they're already feels like they're on their heels more than they have been. I feel like the Eagles, obviously they've been getting opportunities this entire game, but these last couple of opportunities were really good chances.
I haven't seen anything really that I can recall out of Huron the second half, though. It's, in the first half we mentioned a couple good outlet passes, couple opportunities at the cage, but this second half has really just been lopsided.
Yeah, those couple of random opportunities haven't been there yet for the River Rats, but still, it's 1-0.
Definitely time.
1-0. I mean, all it takes is one good run. All it takes is for a midfielder to fall down or send an errant pass, and they're right back in this one.
I think you're thinking what Coach Morgan's thinking. Not over yet. Don't let up the pressure. And maybe that's a reason why he brought in so many substitution players there a moment ago.
Yeah, again, their goal is outwork teams, and that's what you're going to have to do.
Right now, the River Rats really need to get this ball across midfield. Possession first and then get past midfield, I'd say.
Got that wide side throw in into a scrum. That's a nice job of moving this one to the outside and then sending that in. Nobody there except for the Rat defender, though. And now this might be the chance for the Rats to try to push up. I've stepped in front of that one, though.
It's, I think some of strategy changes in order right now for the River Rats. Instead of these longer outlet passes, maybe something where somebody is taking possession and taking a sprint.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it earlier in the first half. I'd love to see one of their outside backs just curl out and then just roll it out to that player and see if they can make something happen. Because these long punts or these long tosses, they're not getting the job done for them. Right?
Yeah,
there it is again. Zan
the
just
middies are
stepping
just
right up on
repeating
it.
for the Eagles, and they just sends it right back down into the zone, and there's no break really for Huron.
And here's maybe an opportunity, slick play there to get it out to 13, and she's trying to make moves as best she can, but pulled away there by Brianna Ferguson.
There you go.
Now the Rats might have a little bit to work with there. That one sent into the middle, gobbled up by Maya Richardson.
It's kind of twofold, though, because the defenders, they're so fresh for the Eagles, and once the ball crosses into their zone, they're pouncing on it.
And, I mean, they can see that play developing from 40 yards away as well. They have a good feel for where this ball is going, what direction the player is going, what the players without the ball are doing. So they have that advantage to them, obviously. Whereas, like we've mentioned over and over again, these River Rats defenders are just playing on their heels and playing reactionary. There's Ash Meath again. We've seen her try to start some things.
Boy, Jan came in, Caddy Jan. She came in quickly, the freshman with the steal.
We also saw Samantha McGee there. We've seen her a few times. Some of the few positive offensive moments between her and Ash Meath. Eagles back at it. Nice takeaway there.
Yeah, Peralta's been above average on the defense for the Rats.
She's got some moves, too. It's not just about sliding in or slide tackles and knocking the ball away. She'll straight up take the ball away from you, make a move, and find some open space for herself.
She has good length, too, for a player.
Collision in the middle. More stout defense from these Huron River Rats.
A lot of fight in them, right?
Yeah.
A lot of fight, and they're, from playing defense for, basically 35 minutes here, they've done an outstanding job of that, helping out the keeper, timely, and they know when the announcer's speaking about them because they did it and they posted up very well. Watch this.
Yeah, Zahn came in with that header, but like you said, they just knew they had great wherewithal to come in and knock that one away and be in the correct position.
Now this is different. Corner kick from the opposite side. Haven't seen one like this.
We'll see what Hedley Zahn will do here.
Maybe she's kicking with the regular foot now, right? Or is she still going to kick it with the right?
I mean, she's attacking it like she's coming from the right, so that would be my assumption, unless she kicks it outside left. Now that's a good, almost like a toe righter. And that one knocked up in front of the net, still out there, still out in front. Nobody coming away with it. More Eagles with opportunities, but knocked away finally by the River Rats, and they almost had a chance to break loose and make something happen there. They still do. And another bang, bang shot in there. El Kearse, that one sent high. Wow, amazing.
Well, great job on both sides, offensively and defensively, as well as the post. Everyone was involved in this play here. Everybody trying to get a header in, a header out, as well as this ball was just bouncing around and not leaving the zone. That was incredible action.
We could just break down that for the next 10 minutes,
That was
and then
sweet.
you'd see something different every single time, or you'd have a different angle on it every time you watch it, because there was so much action and such a close proximity to the goal right there.
A lot of skill being displayed on both sides.
Skill and just being able to hold your composure if you're those defenders. Rare goaltender play there, and man, an Eagle took one down. As El Kearse hit the deck after being run over by River Rat. And it's one thing that when you run and bump into an opponent, but she left
Full
her
body.
feet and sent her into it, like Tito Santana style. That's obviously can't do that. And I was looking at the replay. I don't know if a yellow card got pulled out,
I
but
didn't
would
see
not
one.
shock me if they got carded on that one. Again, just a yellow maybe. But yeah, leaving your feet
With
recklessly,
the elbow,
just going
too.
in there.
That elbow came in there high, too. Watch this elbow. Yeah, I think that did precipitate a yellow card. Let's watch the ref at the. He already pulled it out, and he looks like he's putting it back in his pocket.
Yeah, it's going away. Yeah, she's off the field, and again, just leaving your feet that way, well after the ball had been on its way. You can't do that. But everybody's okay now. That's all that matters. Everybody's okay. Everybody's healthy. You can see that play one more time. We were just determined to see her get absolutely nailed down
Come on,
there.
guys.
But I mean, she hit the deck. She sat there for a minute, but she got up. She's a warrior.
You know, out of all the play, I don't think that was an intentionally dirty play, because sometimes when you have a game where it's tight, players, especially that have been on the defensive end all game long, might get frustrated. But that play there, it just didn't seem like it. Just seemed like a play where a person just caught another person at the wrong side at the wrong time.
Yeah, I agree. I think that was aggressive, not malicious.
Yeah, I go with that.
I don't think there were bad feelings involved with that. I think, like you said, she's just trying to be aggressive and trying to make something happen. I completely agree with that.
You can see right here at the end of it, ref trying to calm things down and make sure that, looks like one of the Eagles players was upset, but the ref was calming both players down, because it looks like number 4 was upset that her player took that hit.
Yeah, she was upset. Kearse was upset, and then we did see the card at the end. The card pulled at the end there. But again, Kearse stays in there. Played that one from the ground. You can't really do that, but that's okay too. Nobody's gonna say anything. Nobody's gonna mention anything about that. Right in front of the official. That's okay.
At midfield.
Yeah, right.
No one will see me do this. Nah.
Nonetheless, Eagles continue on. 12:04 to go, and we've got another whistle. Timeout. Well, we've got a.
No, I think 14 is going to leave the field.
Yeah, that's Kearse, who we've seen
And she's
on
talking
the
to
back
Morgan.
end of a few shots. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if one of those times she got knocked down.
You check the head too, right?
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of contact upstairs. Looks like they're looking at the hand. Maybe somebody's bleeding. But again, on a collision like that, I would, err on caution of checking and make sure the player has no kind of concussion symptoms.
Yeah, better safe than sorry. But also, I mean, when she got knocked down, she might have just come down on her wrist the wrong way or braced herself with that wrist and jarred it a little bit. So as Kearse comes off, Eagles continue to just make themselves at home in this River Rat zone.
They like it. It's comfy.
It suits them well. Finally found that player up in the middle. Ferguson there, as we've seen her up in the middle a few times.
More contact, but nothing there.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of the Eagles hitting the deck here in these last 5-10 minutes. And now Huron doing their best to try to make something happen there.
Yeah, Eagles possession though.
Samantha McGee on the outside.
And the attacks from the River Rats have been far and few between, and developing no continuity really on the offensive end.
Well, here's their chance. And with a little bit of a miscue there from the Eagles, you had two players that needed to rush up and try to create pressure after a mistake. And I think that now the River Rats are making that happen a little bit.
Maybe some of that fatigue set in mentally, where the Rats players didn't just go for the ball, they thought about it first.
Well, I think they're also in a position that they haven't been in much today, so they might not have known what to do.
That's a good point.
But I am seeing a little bit of an uptick in the Rat energy, especially around midfield right now. Maybe some of this contact, maybe some of this physicality is playing for them and giving them some energy.
Some teams are like that, where they need to bounce off of someone else to feel that they're in the game.
Yeah. No, it's completely understandable. Eagles now going to try to work it near side, sent into the middle there, into Kennedy Wasif. We haven't talked too much about her so far tonight. Lucy Serlin continues to be one of the quarterbacks for the Eagles. Nice shot going over. And now we see River Pham cutting into the middle, see if she can find somebody with her and make a move. She had two wingers coming with her, and then there's a shot from the outside. Ricochet off the barn, but another one that just got a little too high. You got to just keep your head over that shot just a little bit more. Don't let your head come back. Yeah, she did have it forward pretty nicely. No, that's never mind.
It kind of rolled up on it.
Yeah.
I see your point, though. A lot of the shots we've seen out of those balls that are trying to be cleared by Huron, they've just been ricocheted back in, and they just need to be about a foot shorter.
Right, you are. And there's a player coming in, back end over Tea Kettle right there, and that's what you want, though. That's that aggressive 110%, and that's something that your teammates are going to hopefully play off of.
You see Caudell still shaking that off. I mean, that one wore on her. That she gave it for the team and didn't get rewarded.
There we saw a little bit of an aggressive push-up by the Rats there.
Almost a lackadaisical pass rewarded to the Rats.
Now we see a nice job holding possession, but man, those midfielders closed on that quickly, and the Eagles back into their offensive set. Pham now just with that ball on a string, yo-yo, and sends a player over to the right. Ferguson, their recipient, tried to send it back into a few of her players. Nothing doing in the middle right now for the Eagles. 7:54 now left in this one.
And just watching the Eagles offense, it's just, you know, they work in such succession. I mean, they're in control of the ball, but their movement as well between each other's players. I mean, when one's moving, the other one's moving right along with them.
Yeah, they work well in tandem. They know how to be aggressive. They know when to be aggressive, and just playing off each other. And that's helpful when you've got the ball too. You know that this person over here is doing the thing they're supposed to do. So in theory, I'm going to be able to send it, and everything will work out nicely for us. Yeah, even this deep into the game, that ball movement is spot on and technically sound. We had some sort of incidental contact back here, so we'll have indirect kick here for the River Rats, and I'll be curious to see if they try to go short or try to just kick it long.
I think that's Ferguson here on the push. A knee?
Yeah, she went low and got a little too much body as opposed to the ball.
And they went long as opposed to trying to take the ball upfield, and just hasn't been the right mode of operandi. I think that's the word. As far as just getting the ball up the field, it's just not working out right for the River Rats.
No, it would seem like the short passes and possession ball is what they would want. Maybe they'll make that happen a little bit here. But it is something that Coach Nair had mentioned, that his team is a good passing team, and they pride themselves on making the correct passes. Man, all these River Rat defenders just bouncing off of the attackers. Finally, they might come away with one, but not before Jade Thompson hits the deck, and now they're going to have a direct kick.
Yeah, and all through this entire possession here, you can see that there's a little bit more strength or maybe energy left in the Eagles' bodies, because they were just going through the Huron defense.
No time to waste there. The River Rats barely had enough time to set up a wall, but Zahn was not about sitting and waiting. She just went for it.
Yeah, and this one comes up a little bit wide again, and Zahn she's trying to find that angle.
Well, and a little bit of spin there too. I mean, a little too much spin there, cut through. A little less spin on that, like that might have just bent right into the corner. And Zahn with another opportunity here, corner kick. Poor Estiva just jumping to try to see something. And that one off the front post. Zahn might have a chance to get her own rebound on that one. Sends it out front. Knocked away, and the Eagles are going to have another corner kick coming up here.
Has Huron had one corner? I don't believe so. I really don't believe so. It's just been all offensive opportunities for Skyline.
Zahn found post on that last one. Let's see where she comes in with this one. Perfectly placed out in front.
No, did that cross?
Estiva fell on that.
Oh, that is a huge
aggressive
save.
Play. Just heads up, aggressive goaltending by Estiva. And man, Zahn's got to be kicking herself that something didn't happen there. And just a great, great defensive stand.
Well, check out Estiva go down low again and just grab this one just before one bounced in, and it would have bounced across the goal line there.
And she did have a couple of defenders having her back there as well. So one more time, great positioning by these River Rats. And now the River Rats trying to make something happen. Odd man rush. Eagles defense come back. That was just sent in willy-nilly, not what you want to do. That's 0-0. I believe that's Ainsley Gardner down there, tending goal for Skyline, whose name we just have not called very much.
I was gonna say,
man, she's got to be bored
Nero,
down there.
The one that we said during the open. I mean, they could have changed goalkeepers. We didn't know.
No, I'm sorry. That is the 0 down there. So that's Nero in there.
Okay.
Yes. Right, you are.
But see, even passes like that, Nick, just a hair off, but the attacker is not attacking the ball. And that's the difference when you look at these two teams. When Skyline has in these lead passes, the midfielder, usually the forwards, are attacking the ball and gaining possession. Watch this. They don't wait for the ball to get to them.
Well, and Huron initially set up with 3 forwards, so you'd think that they have a little more help up there to make something happen and get a quality shot off or have some sort of an open passing lane. Whereas Skyline, technically only 2 forwards, only 2 attackers, but they bring so many midfielders up. I mean, they bring their defenders and fullbacks up, so. And there's an opportunity out front. Estiva, no problem getting in front of that one. Quincy Tremonton on the shot there. Haven't called her much. Sophomore forward, sophomore attacker. Tremonton there trying to make a move, but those River Rat defenders with good position, not falling for those moves.
Not a lot of substitutions on the Huron side the entire game.
And that one, another shot stopped by Estiva.
Steve has been very busy.
Man, busy doesn't even come close. I'm curious what the final shot total would be on her.
Too many.
More than you'd like. And here we go, 1:19 to go, and maybe the River Rats have one last push in them. That one's sent wide to the left. McGee out there. Now it's a matter of if she can find somebody open. She's got two defenders in front of her.
Dropped it to no one, really.
Well, and now the Eagles are a little bit on their heels, and a position we haven't seen them in 79 minutes. And that one got sent in and redirected, and that had some real potential to do some damage. Narrow with the save, though. And there you can see that spinning away, and that wasn't even the River Rat player. That came off of a Eagle foot. And man, oh live, that could have been dangerous. And now 28 seconds to go here in this one. Possibly nothing left but the crying, as they say. But still, the River Rats refuse to give up the ghost. They're pushing forward, playing it to the very end. Nero with one more save, and she's going to play that one feed. She's going to send that to her other defender, and they're going to be happy to just knock that one away. And likely that will do it for this one. But the Skyline Eagles, a dominant performance, 1-0 victory on their home turf. But stick around, folks. We've got Kevin Bryant hustling down onto the field as we speak to present the key player of the game. Stick around. We'll be right back with CTN Sports Game of the Week.
Hey folks, I hope you like what you're watching, and if you do, hit that little like button and follow us on Instagram and Twitter at A2CTN Sports. Okay, Nick, we're joined on the field now with Rory Dyer, the goal scorer on this night. Congratulations, you're a key player of the game.
Thank you.
Well, can you tell us about the goal?
So I think Quincy laid it off to me, and I just struck it from inside the box.
You guys played a marvelous match tonight against the River Rats. What was the strategy going in?
I think just to stay calm and find feet and play our usual game.
Well, being the number 2 team in the state, you displayed it tonight. Congratulations, you're a key player of the game.
Thank you.
Nick, back to you to get us on out of here.
Thanks a lot, Kevin, and thank you to everybody to tuning in to CTN Sports Game of the Week. Once again, from Skyline High School, we've got the Skyline Eagles 1-0 for the Huron River Rats. We'll catch you all next time on CTN Sports Game of the Week.
You know, it's to keep on the top shelf besides the goals?
What's that, man?
The peanut butter.